Welcome, everyone. My name is Susan Patterson, and I'm a national leader in the fight against human trafficking and author of the book, How You Can Fight Human Trafficking, Over 100 Ways to Make a Difference. So can we win the fight against human trafficking? The answer is a resounding yes. There are communities that are beginning to drive the traffickers out. Health professionals are taking on learning how to recognize victims and getting them the services they need instead of treating them and turning them back over to their traffickers. Faith communities are serving fair trade coffee and taking on raising awareness and supporting local nonprofits by doing drives and raising money. More and more schools are empowering students to establish anti-human trafficking clubs on their campuses. Men's groups are taking on encouraging each other to avoid porn. I could go on and on with examples of how groups like service clubs, men and women's groups, churches, etc. are partnering with large entities like schools and cities to drive the traffickers out of their communities. Throughout history, social justice issues have ended when a critical mass of people became involved in taking action. We create critical mass by teaching everyone their part, which is the mission of this YouTube channel. This video covers actions individuals can take with a focus on raising awareness and being an advocate for change. It is part of a 3-part series with part 2 addressing trainings that are available to organizations and professionals like rideshare drivers, attorneys, truckers, etc., and how we can support nonprofits. If we're going to end human trafficking, we need to duplicate working models. And the 3rd video for this series, How We Win the Fight Against Human Trafficking, addresses what is working in schools, hospitals, and cities, including but not limited to what cities have done to get rid of all their illegal massage parlors. With over 3 billion videos on platforms like YouTube, it is hard to find specific videos by title. The easiest way to find the training videos for this theme is to go to our website and select the Educational Resource tab and scroll down to the Mobilizing the Community section. It would take me at least 4 hours to cover everything we can do to engage the community on the issue of human trafficking. This video is designed as an overview and is very information dense, so I would recommend viewing it once and then going back and taking notes. It includes what videos to watch to get more information for something I cover that you really resonate with, where you want more detail. This channel is unique in that it is designed as a training channel for people who are serious about ending human trafficking. So let's begin. Raising awareness is critical because raising awareness is mainly about prevention, and given that only 1% to 2% of victims are ever rescued, we save thousands from a life of misery by simply raising awareness. With regard to raising awareness, the first thing we always want to do is educate ourselves. So if you have a local human trafficking task force in your area, attend a meeting. Not only will you learn what human trafficking looks like in your area, you will find people to collaborate with. Of course, you can always get a group together to put out flyers. When victims of human trafficking were asked why they did not seek help, their answer was that they did not know where they could get any help. You can find flyers in 14 different languages at the Polaris website. You have to Google Polaris, human trafficking to find the site. Otherwise, you'll most likely only get the jet ski website. Another great thing you can do is to put bathroom stickers on the inside of bathroom doors at sporting events and the like, so victims can see where they can get help. The bathroom is often the only place where their pimp is not watching them. Here is the website where you can find the stickers. Many strip malls, farmers markets, and sporting events, car and motorcycle shows will let you host an awareness table. Often schools and churches let you host one at their annual fairs. Of course, we want to host awareness tables at events that men mainly attend, because if we reduce sex buying, we reduce sex trafficking at its source. When I host my tables, I use 2 infographics from the Shared Hope website. You can find them on their resource tab. Just scroll down to printable community resources. I laminate these flyers and invite people to take a picture, as printing a lot of colored flyers costs money, and people are not likely to lose a picture on their phone. I also have fair trade products at my table, and you can find a great flyer on fair trade at our website on the Educational Resource tab in the Fair Trade section. How about billboards like this one that you can encourage law enforcement to put up? Here is another one that is one of my favorites that a group raised the money for. You could organize a walk with any group and go down the street with signs that state that human trafficking is the fastest growing crime in the U.S., with a website address like ours so people can learn what they can do. The group walks and yells, "Our children are not for sale." The A21 campaign has a walk like this every year that you can join. You can include information on human trafficking that you hand out at your walk, including a section on how to drive the traffickers out of our neighborhoods, which is covered in this video. How about inviting a speaker to come talk to your coworkers at lunch or come speak at your church or service club? Just make sure that any speaker that you invite includes actions that people can take, like mentoring to at-risk youth and other actions that are covered at this channel. How about individual and group advocacy? Of course, there is always social media. You can usually find posts to share by getting on email lists for nonprofits. Posts like this were responsible for Apple joining the Fair Labor Association in 2012. Before then, many Apple products were made by cheap or forced labor. As a result of all the letter writing, Starbucks now only serves ethically sourced coffee, meaning not made by slaves. If third world labor trafficking is where your heart is, then see this video. How to prevent child and labor trafficking in the third world. Go to your city and ask them to incorporate what does human trafficking look like as part of their neighborhood watch program. Many arrests have been made as a result of doing this. Try to get them to pass a resolution eliminating motels and hotels that rent by the hour, as the pimps and human traffickers use these hotels and motels often. One group of parents called the press and marched in front of a motel where they knew sex was sold with signs that stated, "Our children are raped here." That hotel had their license pulled until they cleaned up their act. Many states have mandated that human trafficking, rape, and domestic violence awareness be taught in schools. Ask your local human trafficking task force or go to the website for your Attorney General and find out if your state has a resolution like this, and if so, call or meet with your schools or PTA and ask them if they are implementing this type of training. If you like advocacy and want information on current bills, websites like Shared Hope and Polaris will have action tabs where they will let you know what to advocate for and what bills you can support. What about the youth? You can help to organize an assembly at your school with a skit of how traffickers approach teens so they know how not to engage and to walk away. One 15-year-old, together with his youth group and their parents, organized a 500-person after-school assembly where they invited Fight the New Drug to come speak to raise awareness about the destructive nature of porn. The teens were very responsive and started wearing Fight the New Drug t-shirts around their school. Porn viewing encourages sex buying, as users will buy sex to fulfill the fantasies created by viewing porn. We really need to reach these teens on this issue before they become adult sex buyers. I did an interview with Parker, the 15-year-old who initiated the event, that you can find at our channel. Zach Hunter, a teen abolitionist, is a model for teens, and you can get your schools and churches engaged with his Loose Change to Loosen Chains project, where sparklets or Arrowhead water jugs are set up around the campus, and the money is sent to an organization that is fighting human trafficking. You could also recommend his books, like Be the Change, which inspires young people to have their life be about making a difference. In our video for churches, I share actions a youth group can do to raise awareness in addition to what I just shared. How the church can take action in the fight against human trafficking addresses effective foster care parenting recruitment, which is important given that close to 70% of victims come from the foster care system, and their best protection from becoming victims is to have great foster and adoptive parents. For those churches that have community outreaches, Engage Together has a great training on how to assess the needs of the community so that your outreach is addressing gaps in services. How about engaging men? My ministry, throughgodsgrace.com, has a work group just for men who are leaders in the fight against human trafficking so that they can encourage and support each other. You can find more information on this at the website. Men are critical to the end of sex trafficking, as men are the buyers, and since this crime is about money, if there was no more money, sex trafficking would end. This video, 17 Ways to Reduce Sex Buying, provides many resources and what works to reduce sex buying. In addition to addressing sex buying, any group that supports fatherhood will make a difference in the fight, as women with supportive and loving fathers understand what that feels like, which makes them pimp-proof. Two great organizations that address fatherhood and sex trafficking are Pimp Proofing Daughters, Daughters Live Matter, and the FatherCon conference. Look for our interview with Patrick Erlandson on this conference. The EPIC Project also has a great endeavor. They work with volunteer men who are well trained in the realities of sex trafficking and communicating with buyers at the point of purchase, and educate the buyers as to the fact that the women are really victims. Their project has deterred thousands of men from buying. All the links I've been showing in this video are also in the video description below. In the next video, The Power of Community Engagement 2, we are going to look at how to support nonprofits and where professionals like lawyers, health professionals, schools, rideshare drivers, etc. can get training. Even if you don't have time to volunteer, you can watch that video so you can recruit for volunteers. Do you support our work by subscribing to this channel and liking and sharing this video and posting great comments? Thank you for watching.